Your avoidant partner is shutting down on you. They're growing cold out of nowhere, and you have absolutely no clue as to why they're going distant on you. And you try to get answers from this person. They give you nothing. What's happening? This person is stonewalling you. Stonewalling is one of the 4 horsemen of the relationship apocalypse, according to renowned psychologist Dr. John Gottman. Meaning, this is a toxic behavior that leads to the death of a relationship. Stonewalling is a deactivation strategy from the avoidant. Deactivating is when the avoidant starts to take their emotions, they take their feelings, especially their feelings for their romantic partner, and they stuff them. They bury them. They don't allow themselves to access their own feelings for their partner, and they create emotional distance between themselves and their partner. They do this because they fear emotional intimacy. They fear emotional closeness. They learned as a child that emotional intimacy leads to abandonment. This is the result of emotional neglect from their parents or caretakers. So the avoidant, as an adult, still carries that fear. They believe if a romantic partner gets too close, gets behind that castle wall that they built around their heart, this person will figure out that the avoidant is unlovable and reject and abandon them. So when emotional intimacy is building in a relationship, the avoidant will find ways to create emotional distance between themselves and their partner. One of these methods is stonewalling. You're looking for answers. You're looking for communication. This person is giving you nothing. Stonewalling can be the silent treatment. It can be just not answering your questions, ignoring you, not returning your texts, giving you vague answers when you ask any kind of questions. It can be absolutely painful because this person is stone cold and they are giving you nothing. It's called stonewalling because metaphorically that's what they've done. They've built a big stone wall around themselves and you are on the other side. The avoidant does this to create emotional distance because it's hard to have emotional intimacy when you are stonewalling someone, when you are refusing to communicate with somebody. One of the other reasons why avoidants stonewall is because when they are deactivating, they don't want to self-reflect because self-reflection is the polar opposite of avoiding. The avoidant would have to take accountability. They would have to actually give you answers, which means that they would have to reflect on their emotions rather than suppress them. They have to reflect on their actions and how it impacts you rather than avoid it. So they don't want to go there. They don't want to let their mind go there. So they shut down and they push you away. This is a person that absolutely does not want to look within themselves to figure out why they're behaving this way, and they don't want to do that, so they can't give you any coherent answer. So they just give you nothing. They can give you a blank stare or an I don't know or ignore you altogether. And this can also happen during the discard. When they drop you like a rock, they blindside you and pull the rug from under your feet, break up with you out of nowhere, and you want to know why, and they're giving you nothing. Maybe vague answers, maybe nothing, or something like, I don't know, I just have to. And you're given no closure, and this person, again, has put that stone wall right up. Both dismissive and fearful avoidance can stonewall, because when they are triggered and they deactivate, they don't want to reflect on their behaviors. They don't want to reflect on the impact that it has. They would rather avoid. That's why they're called avoidants. They avoid. It's a very painful thing to be on the receiving end of, but understand it's an opportunity to hold a boundary. Boundaries being what you will and will not tolerate, what you want and don't want, what you need and don't need. If your partner is shutting down on you and pushing you away and refusing to give you any kind of answers or communication, you don't have to accept that behavior. You can say, this is a boundary of mine. I require communication in a relationship. I'm not a mind reader. If you're not going to communicate with me, I'm going to walk away. And that can be a very painful, difficult thing to do. Holding boundaries is not a recreational activity, but it's so important because when you hold a boundary, as difficult as it is, you're sending yourself as well as your partner the message that it's not okay to treat you that way, that you deserve communication, that you deserve to be treated in the way that you treat them. It's a sign of self-respect and dignity, and it's also not enabling the other person. When you don't hold boundaries and you allow them to treat you that way, you're sending them the message that it's okay to treat you this way and that there's no consequences to this kind of behavior. It's a profoundly negative message to both yourself as well as the other person. Nobody likes to be stonewalled. It is an unkind thing and it's toxic for relationships.